Hello, I'm Asif Farouk of Finextra and I'm at the Swift Business Forum with Olivier Lens of Swift. So Olivier, you've just finished up this panel on automation. What were some of the highlights?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see that we, as a panel, all agreed that automation was the way forward. I think that was the first step. We looked at the drivers for automation and the obvious, like cost, efficiency and risk avoidance are still at the forefront. So they all showed that that was really important, and I think the example of Clearstream, where they compared their Irish office to their Luxembourg office and the amount of workload, first automated versus non-automated, was really relevant. What was really interesting was to see is that transparency is getting much more importance today, and that we can consider that transparency is going to be a new driver going forward for automation. The need for data, the need for data for the end investor becomes much more relevant. So what came out of it for me, next to the fact that it is important, is that there's more drivers coming forward, which might be the result of the whole regulation. But clearly, the end investor has needs, and more the industry is responding to that. And automation is part of that, and is on the top of the agenda of the important firms.
Okay, and lastly, what are some of the opportunities and challenges present in this sector?
I believe that, although we agree that automation is key, sort of what we stressed during the panel was that nevertheless it takes a lot of time. And the question there is, how do we move faster? What came out of the panel is that we as an industry collectively need to agree on these things. What it shows is that it's very difficult to get our head around it and to sort of group ourselves. When we look to the UK, RDR and the directive around transfers has been a real accelerator. So the question that we put forward is, do we need regulatory initiatives? Some said, yeah, it would be good because at least we as an industry get around it. But the conclusion is that we need to think more collectively, and that is sort of the challenge that we have. The opportunity that we have is that when we look at automation, certainly in funds processing, it's all about the order processing part. Now, there's a lot of flows that have not been automated, and start to look at those flows will be key going forward. So I think we can go still a lot further in the creation of efficiency and operational efficiency through automation, and I think the panel clearly agreed on that. It just take the next step and decide on what is the priority to move forward. What was interesting, and as well I think from a Swift perspective was very happy to see, is that there is this will and there is this need to further create efficiency and to reduce the cost. Because at the end of the day, we shouldn't forget that it's about making the funds industry as attractive as possible. And it's putting the end investor central. And I think the crisis, we've all been very busy with regulation. We're ready to take the next step and really look again at our industry and put the end investor central. So there's a major opportunity, but we need to get our head around it.